Hey guys, it is me. Excuse my clothes. I was painting and I have to paint in old clothes because just trust me on that. Today I want to get into some tips and things I wish I knew before I started painting. The first tip is wear old clothes, like I just said, because I'm wearing my favorite pair of jeans right now that have become painting jeans. When I did my first ever painting on canvas, let's just say things got a bit messy. And I was devastated when I got the first streak of paint on my jeans. And then I was like, you know what? I'm an artist. I may as well look like one. Anyway, so that's the first tip. Wear old clothes. Do not wear clothes you like. The second tip, sorry about that, get a sketchbook. I have mine here. Practice painting it. The sketchbook is really cool. You don't have to show it to anyone. No. One thing I really don't like is when you get people who have the most perfect sketchbook and they don't really show their bad paintings. I feel like we need to see other people's failures to learn from them and be like, see, they aren't perfect. Because art, not all art is going to be perfect. Some art's going to turn out like really bad. Like, let me show you. The first ever painting I did in my sketchbook was when I really first started. Just look at that. The colors are pretty, but like that was when I was first learning how to draw or paint pine trees, and it was really hard. I really like this one. This is becoming a sketchbook tour. I just want to show you guys that your sketchbook doesn't have to be perfect. So I didn't feel like painting when I did this. I was really bored, and I just put some colors on there, popped some weird little simplistic clouds, and then I was like, I'm gonna do a palm tree in the middle. This paper isn't the best for painting. Like, the acrylic dries really fast on it, but it's really nice because it doesn't warp. Now this is on Instagram, but I didn't post it with the UFO because it's not a good UFO. I just thought a UFO would be cool on there. This was supposed to be clouds. It turned into an abstract painting, which I think is really cool. You can't jump into things when you haven't got the basic structure of them down. Anyway, so that's the second tip, is have a sketchbook. Get a sketchbook. That's gonna be edited out. So the second tip was to have a sketchbook, and you really need one in your life. And I'm just gonna emphasize this, it's not for anybody else, it's for your eyes only. The third tip is look after your brushes. When I first started, I was really rough on the canvas. When you watch people on YouTube, they just like and you hear that scraping on the canvas and you're like, mine has to sound the same and I have to do the same. No, you don't. You can be as gentle as possible. And also just look after the bristles. If you use a brush for detailing, this is what I did. I went and did a whole background with that brush on my huge canvas, and now the bristles are just destroyed. If there's a hack out there that fixes that, please link it in the comments. I really need that. It was such a beautiful brush. The fourth tip is, if you don't have a sketchbook, practice painting on white cardboard paper. You can paint on both sides. No one has to see that. Like, when I paint on cardboard, I like to take pictures of my first attempt and then my last attempt. I do show people, I'm like, look how funny this first attempt was. It doesn't look good, but it's for you. If you don't feel comfortable showing anyone, then don't. I'm just generally a very open person with my art. I'm just like, haha, look at this. Like, this piece here, I hate it, but it's on my wall, and I think I'm going to go back and change it. This actually comes into the next tip. I was going to paint this black background, but I got advice to paint it purple, and now I think I'm actually just going to do it black. But it doesn't matter if it doesn't come out the way you want it to. Like, if I paint it black and I hate it, I'm like, next time I won't do that. I won't paint it black. Now, the next tip is, if you don't have a designated art studio or workplace, put newspaper down or an old towel. Just do that, okay? Because paint is gonna go everywhere. Like, I've got yellow on the carpet and on the couch, but luckily it's already an art room, so it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does because it was a really nice carpet. Now I have an old tea towel that I use to wipe my brushes on or put down on my lap while I'm painting so I don't get paint on my clothes. How I paint is I have a tabletop easel that my hashtag grandfather made me. Thank you, shout out to you. He made that for me, and I put it on the table and I sit on the couch and I work like that. It was really hard for me to do it like that at first. Now I actually really love it, because then I get on my knees, I go close, hug the canvas while I'm painting small little details in. It's really nice. I love it. Don't be scared to get paint on your canvas. Stop. That was a mistake. Don't be scared to get paint on your easel. It's gonna happen. Embrace this. And also I learned today when I had my palette, which was just an ice cream tablet, which you should use as a palette, because I feel like if you get palettes that, I don't know what they're called, but they have the circle indentations in them, and if you don't have a flat palette, it's really hard to mix colors and it just kind of goes everywhere anyway. So if you don't have a tear off palette pad or anything, get an ice cream tablet that's fairly smooth and use that as a palette. It's way easier to mix colors. I was looking at my palette today and it looked like a piece of art, so I posted it on my Instagram. Check out my Instagram. I feel like it's better than buying a palette because it's easy to clean, and if the paint gets stuck on it, well, don't worry, it looks pretty. Another tip, storage of paint. I have paint mixed in everywhere and I'm not following my own advice, but I'm telling you to do this. Do it for me. Put your paint in separate containers so that you can find them easily. Put them in a place where you feel comfortable, like, oh, I'm just gonna get that ultramarine blue and I'm gonna paint. Not like, where's my ultramarine blue? Why is it on the floor? And now half of it's spilled on the carpet and on the walls. You don't need that in your life. As an artist, you want to be as neat as possible, which is really hard. I'm a very messy person. As you can see, I've got paint. I don't even care, you know. I get my paintbrush and I'm like, it's got some paint on it. No. Like, if you have designated painting clothes, rather try not to get as much paint on them as possible. Unless you want to, have fun with it. Paint your clothes. I don't know. The next tip is doodle. Doodle. I just did a painting right now, a small little piece of canvas, and I did an orange lemon thing, and I really like how it looked. I would have put it here with my collection, but it's still drying and I don't know if I like it, but I loved painting it. So do little doodles, like that's fun. Like, build up your collection, have fun with the paint. Like, I did mine in gold. I wish I could show you. Maybe I should. I'll show you in the next video. Stay tuned. So do little doodles, practice little doodles. Not everything has to be a work of art. You can draw a funky little lemon and paint it. That's fun. Really, it is. Also, don't watch too many YouTube tutorials, because when I watched YouTube tutorials, I was learning how to paint a wave, and I still can't paint a wave to this day. I've tried thousands of times. The point is, when you watch YouTube tutorials, you can't really find your style of painting. You go along with someone else's style of painting. Like, I was watching tutorials on people who mainly paint seascapes and clouds. I was kind of fixated on perfecting the seascape, perfecting clouds, and I was getting lost and I wasn't finding my own style of painting. When you want to find your own style, you need to paint everything. Do it in your own way. The number one thing I learned is you have to come up with your own technique. When I was doing pine trees, I looked on Pinterest, I looked on YouTube, and I was trying to follow everyone else's techniques. It didn't work. It looked really bad. And then I did my own technique and really liked how it came out, and now I kind of build on it and perfect it. Another tip. I really need to make a list. 12 minutes. That's gonna be edited. I'm not gonna bore you guys to death with a long video like that just yet. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another video.